Recently, I got my homeowner's insurance policy renewal notice in the mail. I opened up the bill, I checked what the bill was last year, and of course, as you could well imagine, they upped the price, which I found very interesting because the value of my home has been going down. And you would think that logically, that you would want to have some kind of equity, or it should be equitable, the value of your home compared to the price of your homeowner's insurance. So as long as the price of the house was going up, it made sense that they upped me every year. But I don't get it when the price of the house is going down. Why do they keep upping the price of the insurance policy? But you know what? That's not something that we're going to answer today. That's just something to ponder when you're sitting in a moment of contemplation. Think about that issue. But what it got me to thinking was about this whole idea of insurance. Why do we buy insurance? Because we're worried that something bad is going to happen to our house. Whether, God forbid, it could be a fire, a robbery, a natural disaster, and these things happen, and we don't want to be caught out in the cold. So we pay these companies thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of insurance just in case something bad happens to us. And if you think about it, we insure almost everything in our lives. Starting from your house, the contents in your house, which is of course part of the insurance policy which they force you to buy, and the more valuables you have in the house, the more you're going to pay for it. Health insurance, and then in health insurance, every member of your household that you have to buy health insurance for. And of course, if God forbid something goes wrong with you, which is why you pay the insurance in the first place, what do? They up it. But isn't that why you paid the insurance in the first place? For them to be able to protect you? And of course something may go wrong. You're only a human being. You're not a machine. And then talking about machines, then you got a car that's a machine. And of course the government then forces you here in California to buy insurance on your car. Then of course if something goes wrong with your car, what do? They up your insurance. So everything around you is insured. Starting with all of your bodily parts, your machines, your home, and then there's flood insurance and earthquake insurance, and we're just spending thousands upon thousands of dollars to ensure that if something goes wrong with this, and we hope that nothing does go wrong, we're covered. But there's one part of your being that you probably have never thought about buying insurance, and that is your soul. Now you say, Rabbi, how could you insure a soul? I mean, you can't weigh it, you can't measure it. What's the value of a soul? And I say, exactly. You know how much soul insurance costs? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's probably why you've never even thought about it. Because you're ready and prepared to pay thousands of dollars to insure something that is secondary, like your car. I hope that you, like I, don't find my identity in the car that I drive. I drive a Toyota. It's good enough. I know other people like a Lexus, an Infiniti, a Mercedes, a Maserati. Maybe I would like to drive one of those too once in a while, but I feel quite adequate driving my Toyota. And I pay my insurance. Why? Because I don't want anything to go bad with the car. In the case that something does, I want to be compensated. But my soul, I never think of buying insurance for my soul. And that is much more essential to me than my car. I can live without my car, but I can't live without my soul. And if the soul departs, or something is going to go wrong with my soul, then what am I going to do? How do you buy insurance for your soul? So let's start from the beginning. Who gives us our soul? God. Who places it into our bodies every single day and refreshes it? The Almighty. How do we ensure that our soul is going to be at peak performance? By doing what He wants us to do. How do we know what He wants us to do? So He's given us a blueprint. And the blueprint is called the Torah. And when we look at the Torah and we follow the simple rules and regulations of the Torah, we then ensure this is our insurance, that our soul will remain at peak performance. I'll give you an example. The laws of kashrus, the laws of keeping kosher. Now, when you look at it from a secular point of view, you say to yourself, Rabbi, come on, What's the difference between eating tuna fish or shellfish? I mean, everybody eats shellfish here. Lobster or salmon. Is there really a difference? So you may say to yourself, there may be no difference. But I say, look, if the one that has given us the soul, the great Almighty, in his ultimate kindness and wisdom and understanding, and he knows what's best for that soul, don't you think he also knows what's best for the diet of the soul? Of course. Would you go to a cabinet, pull out some poison and eat it? Of course you would not do it. Why? Because you know that would harm your body. The same thing is true about your soul. By understanding the necessity of keeping kosher, by understanding that God gave us these rules not because he likes to just play around with us and sees, hey, is the guy going to eat a lobster or not? But that is essentially why we need to keep our soul healthy. And the nutrition for the soul, the insurance that you're going to pay for the soul, is the self-sacrifice you're going to have by walking by that non-kosher restaurant and you say to yourself, oh boy, those shrimp really look good. But you know that it's unhealthy for you because their soul needs to be filled with the nutrition that God has given to us. So ladies and gentlemen, why can't we be smart? We're spending all this money on insuring secondary articles in our life, except our health. Everything from the house to the contents, to the car, to the contents of the car, all secondary. And the essential part of us, that soul that makes us live, we've neglected. So ladies and gentlemen, please, when you hear this message, make a commitment that you're going to buy some soul insurance, not shoal, soul insurance. What are you going to do? Number one is you're going to study and you're going to bone up on what's important to the soul. You're going to learn a little bit about Judaism. And when you start to learn the importance of what it is to keep a healthy soul, you're going to integrate it into your lives. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, this is the cheapest insurance that you could possibly get on the market. So don't delay. Don't wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow it might go up in price. Do it today. The price is great. Jump in. And I'm telling you, a healthy soul is a healthy body. And a healthy body is a healthy soul. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time, may God bless you and see you soon.